Greetings YouTube, and welcome to the last week in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm Blue Star 99, of course. And yeah, he says hi. You guys know who he is at this point. So, not a big of a video this time around, as we don't have a whole lot to go off of. Just more or less a few more spoilers. There's always spoilers, it seems, these days. And then just like some other stuff. So
what happens when we get rushed with product.
Yeah, we're like Carpet Vanguard now. Product every month.
Hell, we're just as degenerate.
Yeah, that's very true. So some just
games last about equal time.
Not unless you're playing a limp
with an equal amount of salt.
Unless it's a Mega Colony mirror match. Let's not go
What's
there.
that? The Magispector mirror match?
Oh god. How do you even win that?
Win the dice roll.
Open with Wavering Eyes?
Open with Fox to get Tempest?
Yeah, open with sided with Grand Horn of Heaven. But yeah, Dox is out now. It's already had a bit of it's already actually made its effect on the format as YCS San Jose wrapped up. Yeah, San Jose wrapped up. Nekroz sadly did not win this, thus tying Teledad for all-time wins records.
You know what though, like, I guess it's a good time to do some some end of format stuff and like your last goodbyes kind of thing. You know what though? Nekroz had a fucking good run.
Oh yeah.
Like they tied, of course in 2015-16, Gladiator Beasts are a fucking joke. But in 2008, that deck was a monster. And the fact that Nekroz got to where Gladiator Beast stood is pretty impressive.
Keep in mind too that we're talking about a ritual deck. A ritual deck is being seen as on par with the almighty Gladiator Beasts, that deck that people always want to play at the beginning of each format. Could we very well be seeing a bunch of Nekroz cards edited into a car driving GIF saying Nekroz format, let's go!
Yo, like the deck, the second they realized why banning Shirt was a bad move and unban him, even if Brio and Unicorn are still at one at the time, just because I legitimately enjoyed the deck, I'd pick it up again.
Oh, I would too.
Like, it got to the point where it was like, I guess this is the story time edition. Like, a lot of these tier 1 decks, I pick them up because they're tier 1. It's what I do, it's what I've been doing for 4 years. And some of them are just like, oh, it was a good deck I played. And some I actually come to love. Like,
Dragon Rulers?
When I first played Nekroz, like, I had always shit-talked Ritual Mechanic. Because it was, and now again is, AIDS. But, and the only reason I picked up Nekroz is because I saw what they were doing in the OCG. I knew they were going to be good. And the deck just grew on me. Like, it was fun. Mm-hmm. It was enjoyable. And despite all the bitching other people did about it, I kind of even enjoyed its mirror match. Because it required such an amount of finesse to not fuck up.
Yeah. The mirror match was its own beast, and then like playing it in general, like I always enjoyed the deck in that every hand you had was more or less playable, and that it was more or less a puzzle to see how you can get the most out of it. It's like, oh, you could do obvious play here of like, oh, I'll just Kaleidoscope a Unicorn and just pass, or you could do more and try and set up a big play where you go with Valkyr's Unicorn, ending with a Merrill, draw stuff, pop off, now you're set against the mirror, and like you can just end with the Valcon board. Like, it's flexible, and it expands upon how Gishki took the concept of the ritual summon mechanic and updated it for the new age. Like, Nekroz, they were ritual summoning in 2015, and they're not half bad at it. You have your stuff searchable, your stuff is easy to play, and dare I say they managed to make the ritual mechanic more playable than, say, synchro summoning, because how often do you see decks being able to do that with great ease and without completely minusing themselves?
It's true. The only synchro that sees play or is about to see play is like Ignister Prominence, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, completely it. Not one synchro.
Like, off the top of my head, Yang Zing is the only deck I think that can actually maintain advantage while synchroing. And it's not like the traditional build can do it, but I'd say it's more because the Zephyr build is incredibly aggressive, and it's able to just pencil someone out its materials and just keep doing that all the time now.
Yeah, and like, there are other decks like that too. Like, I was never that big of a, like, oh my god, dragons are the coolest thing ever, until I tried Dragon Rulers. And it was a deck that was just any deck where I can look at a hand and say, I could do this, 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 or this, is a deck that I'm always going to enjoy. I enjoy, like, I can even use, like, a little visual for anybody who's watched Arc 5. You know how, like, Yusei gets that little thing in his head where it's, like, all the cards connecting in, like, a little branch going up? Mm-hmm. Those are the decks I love. Those are the decks I will play every time if given the chance, because, A, they require skill and finesse to play, because you have to think about your plays. If you have 6 options, one is always going to be more optimal than the other 5, and if you pick one of those 5, you're going to lose out on something, maybe something important. So, like, those kind of decks are always just the most fun to play.
And subsequently, them hated by a whole bunch of people out there who...
Yeah, like, there are a lot of decks that I've ended up... Somebody will show me, this one quite a bit, what, Mermail, Rulers, and Nekroz?
Oh, yeah.
That you all showed me and I ended up playing and loving?
I have that effect on people. I don't know how many people out there I've turned into Dragon players or Dragon fans. It's like, oh, I didn't care for dragons. Watch my stuff. Oh, I like dragons now.
It was all the Rulers for me. Does that mean that since they're gone, I've kind of gotten off that? No, I still think it's neat. Like, sadly, I don't think there's anything viable right now.
No, dragons are not good right now.
But hey, all the Draco Slayer stuff is cool.
They're expanding on it slowly but surely. Like, it's going to be a full-on...
Hey, that should have a story behind it.
Yeah, like it's our current lore for Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, because the last lore ended with Cross Soul, so yeah, this is from basically Clash of Rebellions on to whatever is going to be our ending July sets, I think.
Not so like not after Shining Victory?
Yeah. No, that's not going to be... Yeah, after Shining Victory, so we'll have like 2 more sets of Draco stuff support, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, probably a Draco Ritual next.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Earth.
Oh, more than likely. I just wonder what it'll do. Because we've got one that summons from the deck, one that summons from the extra deck, and one that summons from the grave.
I think it'll summon
Draco Rivals?
Summon either from Banish or from hand. No, that'd be too much.
From hand would be unnecessary.
I think the ritual spell would let you tribute Draco Slayer from your deck to summon it.
I was going to say tribute. I was going to say that it might let you ritual summon with just the ritual spell, with the ritual guy being in your deck.
That's... But we're getting way off track here. But yeah, long story...
It happens.
Yeah, long story short, the format came to a close, YCS wrapped up. Cosmos made up a majority of the top cut. Sadly, Nekroz and Shadows and Magispector for 4 mages. Yeah, Magispectors did well there. But yeah, it was basically all Cosmos because Dark Destroyer is fucking bullshit.
Oh, it is. Like, I had to play against that deck today, and now it's cancer. Like 7 or lower, like really.
And there was like
really, we're gonna make it so I can summon Forerunner and Slip Rider from the deck.
And there was a ruling too at this that I didn't know they did, in that if you summon Strawman, target your thing, special summon it. If you banish the Strawman, their monster effect is no longer negated, and they don't die.
No, that absolutely sounds wrong.
It sounds like...
Besides, you want your spaceship to die, so it effect triggers.
I forget like what it was specifically. Basically, they ruled Strawman differently from what they did there, and it's stuck.
We were also kind of curious today with some of the guys downtown, and we were discussing, trying to figure out just how expensive it would be to buy a full Cosmo deck from scratch online using American prices, might I add, which is relevant for, I'm sure, more people watching this than not. Mm-hmm. But for us, it's even more. And I think we've priced it out. The main deck is something crazy like $900 to $1,000. Because you get your Farm Girls are about $300. Your Dark Destroyers are over $400. Your Strawmen are like another $100. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and yet
this deck is fucking cancer. It really is.
It's so expensive, and yet it's not even on like the same like
tier, the same level as the decks that have been that price in the past.
Teledad, Dino Rabbit, and Nekroz come to mind.
Yeah, it's not even well. I mean,
well, I guess given current game's power creep, yeah, it's better than Teledad and such forth. But like for like compared to relatively everything
relative
else,
to its format.
Well, yeah, it's nowhere near that level. Like we're basically paying Teledad level money for Gladiator Beasts.
Well, to be fair,
well,
one Cosmo deck was like just your Dark Arms, not including your Maliciouses, D-Draws, E-Tellies, etc.
But relative to the time. But
yeah.
Cosmos won the last YCS in the format, and they will continue to be the best deck in the format until Breakers.
I really do think that like Magispectors are. I don't know. I think I guess.
I think that matchup is really, really awful for Magic Specters unless you're able to Tempest a Farm Girl search effect because they're able to get around Cyclone and Tornado and other
Storm.
like.
But yeah, like those cards are side outs, obviously. I'm like, it really. Like, I'm sure we'll start learning, especially once San Jose deck lists start getting posted, what the optimal sides against Cosmos are. Because goddamn, do we need something good.
Like, right off the top of my head, we have obviously Cyber Dragon and the engine that goes with that. Spellcaster decks have access to Magical Dimension because it doesn't target. So it's
That will trigger their spaceships, though.
Yeah, but it still gets the spaceship off the board. If you combine it with Dweller, it's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
You have Ignis
By that logic, Regeki works just as well then. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ignister Prominence, that's like the best answer I can think of, and the only way I can think of for Magic Specters to out it.
It also gives Madolche, I guess, a bit of a good matchup in this sense, because Tiramisu just gets rid of them.
That's
And I think
actually pretty true.
And Madolche Jack actually topped the regionals in the last weekend or two. Like, a Madolche Jack deck topped.
I don't know, I think right now, I think Cosmos are the definitive best deck, with like, I'd say Magic Specters and like Infernoids, maybe?
As the
Under
top
that.
three.
And like the rest of the format below that, though, if you want to just screw around for a while, is like it's pretty wide open.
Yeah, at least until we get the Magician structure coming out, because Odd Eye's Meteoburst Dragon does do a number on that.
Oh, for sure. And like Skullcrobat Joker.
Pepe becomes even better.
Yeah.
And, like, you can actually build a Pepe deck now. I've been working on a list. It's not actually half bad.
Oh, don't worry, I'll upgrade mine. Still got my old deck from a while ago.
Yeah, the one you guys saw, but that's basically that. So the format will be seeing change. Nekroz and Shaddolls and Cleaford are on the way out. We now have our new big three for the time being, and then Bosch comes out and just the floodgates open.
Yeah, that's definitely a discussion for another time, though, as we get closer to it. One thing I've noticed in like the limited playtesting we've done as like a team so far, Burning Abyss is still playable, but from a meta standpoint, it's irrelevant. Like, we tried it against Cosmos, we tried it against Magic Specters, and just dead. In the competitive eyes, dead.
So Burning Abyss is probably just about as relevant as Nekroz is in the grand scheme of things.
I'd say about that, yeah. Think about it. How do you beat spaceships? How do you beat Magispect? Like, whereas in like the mirror match for Magispecters and the Cosmo matchup, your stuff like your tornadoes and stuff aren't that great. Now your tornadoes against Burning Abyss, auto win. You hit their two. You have 3 tornadoes. You hit 1 Graph, 2 Seer. Rip.
That's
Also, we were trying the monster heavy build with Cranes and stuff. Crane clumps like a bitch.
I haven't even tried building Nekroz for a new format yet, and I don't plan on it anytime soon. It'll just make me feel sad. I'm instead just going to focus on trying to get some formation shenanigans going, because I do like that deck. We'll be both playing Pepe.
Oh yeah, the clowns make a lot of things really fun and enjoyable.
And
Flush Fire is still stupid. And man, like I'm just gonna say this. It feels good to see your baby do well at YCS. It didn't like win or anything, but like I've been like testing out a Magic Spectre Perform Age for a while, and to see it actually doing things was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
A build he was working on, he told me about, was actually featured in a feature match just by sheer coincidence.
Yeah,
but
and
it's
it
always
did
nice.
well.
It's like those times where I'd be watching European YCS coverage and I'd see like a European Disaster Dragon player going, it's like, and then he got shit wrecked because his opponent opened the literal nuts. But we're like 14 minutes in this video and we haven't even actually gotten deep into this, so
This is some quality stuff.
this is true. But I think that people would like us to move along and just like get some other stuff out of the way, because there's like a couple things worth mentioning. I mean, notably, we have a new Blue Eyes piece of support, Maiden with Priestess with Eyes of Blue. She's got the same stats of Eyes of Blue, and you can only use each of her effects once per turn. If she's on the field and targeted by an effect, you can send an effect monster you control to the graveyard. Add up to 2 different Blue Eyes monsters from your deck to your hand.
Why
And
did you ever want Blue Eyes monsters in your hand?
The whole thing of it being different, like maybe I'm reading into this, but maybe they're going to release a retrained Blue Eyes, much like Red Eyes Black Flare. Who knows? It does let you search out 2 trade-in targets though, which is never bad.
Yes.
It could see some form of play with the upcoming Dragon Revival structure deck because that's based around level 8s. So
I'm excited.
this searches your Blue Eyes, so you can put them to the graveyard.
Return.
And then if it's in the graveyard, you can target a Blue Eyes you control, return that monster to the deck, and if you do, you special summon it from your graveyard. I don't think it's that great, but it's something that people will want to collect.
We got another Super Quantum Exceed.
We'll get into the Super Quantums in a bit. I think they're going to get one more piece of support.
Oh yeah, they have to get a rank 1 for their light guy.
Yeah, so when we
They got a rank 3 water guy.
and a rank 5 fire guy.
Yeah, well, we
And the big
talked
rank
about the
12.
fire guy. Like, so if he has the red guy under him, you can use the effect on either player's turn, pop a monster. Rank 3 does the same thing, blue guy under him, either player's turn, pop a smaller trap.
Yeah.
I
And
think its stats are okay.
1828 for a rank 3, given that you can make it with an E-Telly target plus another level 3.
That's fair. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, and you can always just slap down a Crystals of Ray Sea Lancer thing every jigger. What's it called?
Oh, that thing we're not going to get. Black Ray Sea Lancer, by the way.
Oh,
Oops. No, full armored Black Ray Lancer.
and then we got another Phantom Knight's Fragile Armor. Phantom Knight's monster you control is killed. You can special summon him from your hand. He's a level 4. And if he's in the graveyard, you can banish him or a Phantom Spell or Trap card from your hand to the graveyard. Oh, you can banish him from your graveyard and discard 1, draw 1. Okay. So it's deck filtering, and Gold Sarcophagus gets reprinted in the OCG for the first time in like ever, because it was
Is there still one over there?
I think it is. I also know it's like $40 because it's only been printed once.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Huh. We've had that printed like 4 times.
Yep. And then rounding it
Don't
out.
get me wrong, I still want Ultras. Someday.
Yeah. And then rounding it out would be the Docs Korean exclusives, the new Burgostoma cards.
They're really neat. Like, some of them are really good.
This deck has slowly become more and more of a beast.
I think it's a lot less reliant on things like reasoning now.
Because let's see, we have Burgostoma Algonia. Target 1 face-up monster on the field that gains 500 attack and defense until the end of the turn, and it has your typical Burgostoma effect, so we'll ignore that.
Yeah, we'll just TLDR them.
Yep.
Yeah, just if they're a trap, if they're in the graveyard and you activate a trap, you can summon them as a 12-0 normal monster.
Yeah.
That gets banished from the field.
Yep. Burgostoma Dino Miscus. Target 1 face-up card on the field. Discard 1 card, and if you do, banish that face-up card. This is good.
Oh yeah, it puts a Burgostoma in your graveyard as well as dealing with threats.
Now, granted, it does target, which makes it suck, but it's not limited to monsters.
Currently, who knows what the format's going to look like when TCG gets Burgostoma?
I guess. But yeah, very good card. Let's see, Burgostoma Marella. You can send 1 trap card from your deck to graveyard.
I like that one. That's what I mean when I say less reliant on reasoning.
Burgostoma Lianchilla. Target 1 banish card, return it to the graveyard.
One banished card.
Yeah.
Mischief of the Gnomes bullshit.
But this allows you to...
Right through skill.
Yeah. This allows you to, like, use, say, Plague Spreader Zombie to stack a trap card on top of your deck and use the one guy's effect to excavate, which will let you draw a card? Or I forget how that guy goes. Yeah.
If it's a trap.
And Blake's a level
It will
2.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, well, of course, there's also the real purpose of it is for when your Burgostomas have to be summoned and they can't be overlaid with and just get banished. That's obviously what it's supposed to be with, but that's not what it's limited to.
Nope. And then we have the new Xyz monsters. Rank 2, 0-24.
So a reverse of the first one.
Unaffected by other monster card effects. You can activate Burgostoma trap cards from your hand.
That's really good.
If this card has a trap card's Xyz material, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Add 1 Burgostoma trap card from your deck to your hand. Oh god.
That card is, like I said, that card is really good. Being able to use all of your like traps and just be like, it's pretty good.
Let's see. Yeah, that's good. And then like that's really like all for like notable things.
Yeah.
I guess a slight note is the YCS San Jose had about under 1,000 people for attendance. I'm going to attribute the numbers being down to that it's in NorCal as opposed to SoCal, and that it was literally at the end of the format, so a lot of people just probably didn't feel like going.
Just didn't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, why would they?
And then
that's not to take anything away from people who did well at this event or the decks either.
I mean,
this is going to be good information to have.
902 Omar,
or at least at the very least, looking at pouring over deck lists will be relevant to see what they were citing for the Cosmo matchup.
Yeah, but 902 got another YCS top. He's like on a huge tear for the last while. He might, at the rate he's going, he's probably going to break Korn's record within the next year.
How many tops do you have in a row now? Because Korn has 23.
Oh no, maybe it's not like 23 in a row. Oh, I thought it was. Well, I think he's on pace.
That's events, including Nat's win.
Well, then maybe it's just like YCS. All I know is I think he's at least 5 in a row right now.
Oh, he's got a way to go.
He's got a ways to go, but
one thing from the YCS as I was reading coverage, which it was 6 p.m. here, and we'd still only had up to around 2 posted, but staying up late. I saw a guy playing a deck. They're like, I saw him, I read about it, I was watching him play, and goddamn did I get jealous.
Oh,
why Konami? Why is Minerva a prize card? Did you see the guy playing Perform Age Lightsworn? With Minerva?
Yeah.
Oh my god, did it look fun. Mill Wolf and Felice draw 2 and make an Omega? Oh.
Okay, so that's who won this YCS. The winner of this YCS was the guy who won YCS with PC Monarchs a couple years ago.
Jeez, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah. His name is, I think, Jesse Samak.
I know that guy. Well, at least I recognize the name, kind of. I could probably go out on the Metagames archive and find that.
Yeah. Other notable toppers. Well, we had Justin Delhon in this one, which I didn't even know he went there.
Congrats, Justin. It's nice, personally knowing guys at that level. You've met him too.
Yeah, I talked to him once back at the Edmonton Regional.
It's nice to see a West Kent player repping.
Let's see, we had Sebastian Crawford, Zenhe Guo, Kenneth Kuo, Alexander Junja, Angel, oh, by the way, I'm sorry for butchering all of these names. Zachary Stone, Anthony Carnes, Brian Murakami.
These are not names I recognize.
Alexis Winskate, Dan Sells, Jonathan Gomez, Irvin Omar Dowdy, there we go. Christian Sagabian, Masashi Teriyama, Jesse Samek, Chase Cunningham. So Chase got another top. He's from DG's. Brandon Wong, Russell Novak, Jake Feeney. I know that name too.
Yep.
Kevin Gonzalez, Adrian Medrez, William Montz. That name sounds familiar.
Hey, Chris Long talked.
Yeah. Noberto Leon. Wasn't he the guy who got second place at Nats? Yeah.
Wait, this year?
No, not this year. I think he was the guy who got second place playing the half year.
Maybe. I'm not sure, because I was like, no, this year was Chase Cunningham.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, so. And.
How'd Delhon do?
Delhon got eliminated in, I think, top 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonder who's playing. Oh, yeah. I saw on Facebook that him and Brian were going.
Yeah, Brian.
I knew that.
Yeah. I wonder how Brian did.
I think he was just going to Bend.
Yeah. But that's basically all for this episode. This actually went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but that's because we got
off topic.
We got a little reminiscent thinking about good times with some of our beloved decks of yesteryear.
It felt good to slam constructs on the board again. One more time.
I'm going to miss going Unicorn, Valk, Trish, playing 3 mirrors and just going...
Yeah, we could honestly make half-an-hour videos each reminiscing on the decks we've played.
I've been thinking about making my personal top 10 favorite decks that I've ever played of all time, and it's going to be tough narrowing it down because there's a lot on there. There's a lot of Dragon decks in this list.
I've tried coming up with that too. I can get 1 through 3, but 4 and 5 are kind of hazy. A lot of decks for contention. Definitely top 3 in order is Tengu Plants, Dragon Rulers, any variant, and Shaddoll, any variant.
I don't even know what my number 1 is anymore. It used to be Disaster Dragon, but that's kind of fallen off in favor of. I don't even like more than it now. But I'm not a fan of that general playstyle anymore. I'm more into like combo-oriented decks, so Dragoni's moved higher up my list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really a firm believer of like playstyles don't exist and people can adapt. At least some people can.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, of course, there's always like
I prefer to play
the
this
two
way.
big things are
that
like
way.
some people are reactive and some people are proactive. That was the way I had it explained, and I agree with that a lot more than aggro mid-range control combo, which is much more of a force at will / Magic the Gathering kind of terminology.
Yeah, I guess it's fair, but
some people prefer to be the person on the plays, whereas some people prefer to be the people reacting to the plays. Whereas I definitely find myself more as the playmaker than the play reactor.
that's fair.
And I think that shows in playing things like Nekroz and Shadalls and stuff.
I'll play whatever strikes my fancy, and it just has to be for the last while. They happen to be some of the best decks in the game.
Yeah, I will always be just the little meta horror. And I fully admit that. I mean, try hard. You say that like it's a bad thing. I'm sorry that winning feels good and so does topping. God knows I need me some more of that.
I've got nothing on that because honestly, I feel
I'm at 4 regionals tops in the past 3 years. Only failed to top 1 event I played in the last 3 years. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm working on getting that 4th one. Hopefully this upcoming weekend will be it because we're going to Winnipeg this weekend.
Yeah. I don't even get to try this time.
No, you just get to be OP judge.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to keep an eye out for any people who try and play Dark Magician or Chaos in their main deck.
That wasn't me who was looking over those deck lists.
Oh god, that was a silly
You blame Steven and Terrence for that one. Terrence is judging again this time. Bitch him out. Do it. It's me, Dustin, Terrence, and Jeff. Floor judging this time.
one. Shitty stuff speech?
Yeah, Jordan's playing this time, so shitty stuff speech.
It's gonna be a blast, but
Does MST the gate?
can I use Monarch Stormforth to tribute summon during my opponent's battle phase?
I cannot believe that's a real judge question I had asked back in May. Why not end this on a funny story? So the guy, Clyfort player, go figure, has a Monarch Stormforth set and a Clyfort Helix in hand and nothing else. His opponent has a Ragna Zero and is about to attack for game. He calls me over and asks me, can I use Monarch Stormforth, a quick play spell, fine, to tribute his Ragna Zero to summon my Helix in his battle phase? I'm like, really? Can I tribute summon in my opponent's battle phase? No! Why is it a quick play then? Then I had to explain what Escalation of the Monarchs is.
I still remember just having the call over the judge when my opponent set his MST and then I end-phase Typhoon it and he tried to chain it and he claimed, well, that's not how I read it in the rule book or something like that.
Yeah, well, the rule book also said everybody was going to have their own unique deck.
And lose.
A Lamau.
Hey now, Pepe is probably one of the most creative things we've seen in a long time.
And everybody will be playing it.
And then everyone else will be hating on it because everyone else is playing it.
Good. I feed on the hate.
It is an endless cycle. An endless cycle.
Remember when people whined that main character decks were never good? You're going to regret that one.
Oh, the future of this game is going to be...
You know what, though? I think I was thinking about this today. The fun, honestly, is only ramping up from here. Like, over the next month, we get... For whatever it's worth, because, hey, some people like Epic Nostalgia, right? We get that Yugi's Millennium
box.
The shitty
Finally
thing.
get Electromagnetic Turtle.
That's the only thing that matters, and we get it 3 weeks late to play in Shadalls, the deck it was always the best in.
Hey now, Dark Renewal can get out, isn't there a Dark Performage or Performance?
No, they're all light except Plushfire.
I know it has some use in the Pepe deck. I'll have to look into it,
But yeah, like Electromagnetic Turtle. The deck, in my opinion, it was bested with Shadol's. It died 3 weeks before it comes out. Why? But we get Master of Pendulum, we get Breakers of Shadow, which is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So if you're not okay with ridiculous, you're going to have a bad time. But if you are okay with a fast, insane format where hand traps will rule the roost once again, that's going to be the Pepe format and Wing Raiders in February, which I can't comment on Phantom Knight. Well, yes, I can. They're shit.
plus we're getting Monarchs.
The quantum shit, the quantum stuff, seems like it's not going to be meta relevant. Good. But Raid Raptors have a chance to be a deck. Monarchs have a chance to be a deck. If only the TCG players can figure out how to fix that crippling consistency issue.
Yeah, and then just it goes on from there. We'll be getting more product come June, and we'll see what our Shining Victories booster set is, because that will be the set before Nats.
I really do think that this is, I think we're in for, at least from my perspective, as what I enjoy playing, I think we're in for a pretty special and pretty fun 3-4 months.
Yeah. So, I think
minus Cosmos, because they're stupid.
Yeah. So I think that's all that we really have to say in this video, and we'll just stop here because it's getting a bit long. So
I can get a little ranty.
Yeah, I know. I think you do more talking on this channel than I do now.
You let me.
This is true. Anywho, I'm Blue Star 9, and until the next time, the show must go on.